go to start. So I'm gonna do quick makeup. Okay, and then start. I'm going on my break, and this is very amazing. It's SPF. I don't sunscreen base for Bruce from above from every humans. Actually, everyday humans. This one. Got this for free from Tracy Penny. Anyway, I'm finally on my break, so I'm super happy about that. It's not that I don't love my job. It's just I was being a little bit too stressed, and I didn't like the fact that I was so frazzled and like annoyed. Like literally, I work from 3 to 6. Well, 2 to 6. 2 from 3 is my work time. Whatever, when I have to like do extra work or whatever, plan things, and when I tutor kids and stuff. And I had a kid come Thursday at 5:58, and I said, I'm not trying to be mean, but it is 5:58. By the time I usually leave, and he was like blowing his breath, and I was just like, bro, isn't not that serious. Like, you decided to come at 5:58, but I didn't say that to him. But I was like, and I'm like, he got pissed. He was like, really? I said, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I said, I can't help you because it's 5:58. By the time we start the problem, and he had a whole sheet of problems to do, I felt bad. But like, I told them, and I told them before, I said, you have to come, you have to come, you know, on time. You have to, like, if you come from school, and their school's like right there, if you come from school, and you come in here at 3 o'clock, and you do what you have to do, and you come, you do your work, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get your homework done. But they came at 5:58, and I know I leave at 6. I mean, some kids, they come at like 5 o'clock or something like that, and that's fine. Like, there's this one kid that comes at 5 o'clock, but he's always respectful. He plays around a little bit too much, a little. He's like kind of silly, but he always gets his homework done, because guess what? I refocus him and I say, hey, let's finish your homework, and he's just like, oh, okay, let's do it, But I can't save the whole world. I used to think to myself, oh my god, what if this kid doesn't get his homework done? And what am I supposed to do my first year working there? I was like, no, what if he doesn't get his homework done? And what if the parents like yell at me and stuff? That happened on my other job, which I did not like. I had a job where I was literally getting paid to tutor kids, and then we had after school as well. We were getting paid way less. Like, I don't even know. After taxes, it was like $6 an hour. It was horrible. It was a non-profit, but still, that was crazy because they were getting money from somewhere to pay us. So like, they were giving people housing and stuff, but I couldn't get housing because I already lived in New York. And I remember at one point they would blame us if the kids didn't get their homework done. There was one time I was literally helping a kid, and we used to leave we had to have them downstairs at 5:30, right? Now this is during COVID too, so there was only like a couple of students. And I started giving them like a countdown. I was like, okay, we have 10 minutes left, and then we gotta start packing up and going downstairs to get dropped off, right? This girl said, why are you rushing me? Why are you rushing me? 4th grade. I said, oh, hun, I wasn't trying to rush you, right? And she's gonna say it to my boss, my manager, talking about, oh, I rushed her. I said, I'm not trying to be rude, but I was like, it was 6:30, and we needed to go. The parents were supposed to come for the kids at 5:30, I think. So imagine if their kid wasn't downstairs. If their kid wasn't downstairs, you'd be like, where the hell's my kid? But the parent was late. And then they had a horrible system of letting the kids out. Like, say, for example, we would end at 5:30. The parents would be waiting outside for like a good 10, 20 minutes waiting for the kids to come out. Oh, well, little Johnny's mom is here. Come on, little Johnny. And little Johnny would have to walk from the other side of the school. Like, what are we doing? Very stupid system. I hated that job so much. And I had to leave that job because they were saying that, the kids were saying that they didn't like me, and they were spreading rumors about me. And my second year working there, it was a wholly different manager. I don't know why they did that. Like, why would you have two different managers? It makes no sense to me. But anyway, it's not like she got fired. I think she got like a raise or something. She went to another school. I don't know what freaking happened. She was the best manager I had. But this other guy, when we would need him, he was never around because he would just sit in the library. When we would see if we needed any freaking help, he would just be everywhere else but where we needed him. It was ridiculous. Like, what are you doing? Like, where are you? I remember one time we called him for something, and the team lead came. Like, we had like team leads, and we had the manager, and we had like what do they call it? Like, it was like she was like a school manager for like the area, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. And I remember there was one time where a kid was like playing his desk. I told him to stop. It like fell on him. The worst day of my life. I was like, bro, I'm getting fired. I'm so getting fired. Like, and it was in the second grade room too. What happened was, they would have us watch. It was only me too. They would say, oh, can you please watch the second grade room for like 30 minutes until the teacher comes back? And I'll be like, you know what, I got you. Can you please watch my kids? Because the teacher would have to take them outside, the other kids that weren't going to after school. And I'd be like, okay, whatever, I'll do it, baby, to be nice. After that happened, I had to call my team lead because guess who wasn't answering me? My manager, yay! So I said, I really have an emergency. It is an emergency. And she's like, go. What happened? I said, a kid's death fallen and they were playing with it. What? So then she came and she was like, if this happens, you have to like calm the kid and stuff. I was like, he wouldn't even let me near him. Like, I didn't even do anything to him. He's screaming, of course, because he's hurt. And I said, oh God, is he hurt? And she was like, oh no. No one told his parents about that. No one. I said, what are we supposed to do? We supposed to tell the parents? They told me don't tell nobody nothing. And I didn't like that either. And that wasn't my kid that wasn't my room. So I don't know who his parents were. I hope they told him, because there was a lot of stuff in that they didn't tell nobody about, which made me pissed. Like, why would you not tell a parent about that? But whatever. I mean, he wasn't hurt, but still. And the teacher was like, he does that like every day. And then I was like, in my head, I'm like, it would have been nice if somebody told me that, because I'm just thinking this kid is hurt because his death fell on him and stuff. And like, he was also another kid that would pee on himself on purpose so he could go home. Because at one time he was like, oh, I peed on myself. And I said, oh no, what happened? To be kind or whatever. And the teacher came back in the room and was like, he does that like every day. I was like, oh, on purpose? Yeah. And then his mom has to come and get him. Yeah. I said, oh. Mind you, this is second grade, but whatever. Things happen. Things happen in life, But I don't miss that job. I love my job right now. I do. The kids are sweet. Some of them, sometimes it's gonna have to be that way, Sometimes it's gotta be like, what's going on with you, A lot of times I just talk to them. Like, I tried to teach them the empathy Thursday, because what happened is one of the kids like him like that. Well, to be honest, I don't know how she feels. She could be feeling some type of way and feel like, well, maybe I do like him and I just don't realize that. And I said, oh, what happened? Why are you upset? She was like, oh, he told him I liked him. Oh, I like him like that. And I said, oh, that would make you feel some type of way. And I told her about a story of that happening to me. And she was like, really, that happened to you? And I said, yeah. And I said, you know, did he apologize? And she was like, yeah, he apologized. So it's not that big of a deal or whatever. And I was just like, well, I used to upset. She was like, yeah, because now my friend won't talk to me. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I said, also, I said, if he's supposed to be your friend, he's supposed to like talk to you about something like that. And she was like, you know what, you're right. And she was like, you know what, there's a lot of things that people shouldn't say, and one of them is that. And she was kind of going on for him a little tiny bit. And like one of the security guards was like, well, he's like getting annoyed. And I said, well, he doesn't seem to get it really. He was like, oh, the boy was like, oh, that did it, was like, oh, she's so dramatic. She's dramatic, but you did something, and you know, he might not have meant to hurt her, but he did hurt her. Like, I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. Like, why would you do that? That's stupid to me anyway. Why would you do that to your friend? That's supposedly your friend, and you're doing something like that could hurt her? I don't know. And I said, did anybody teach you about empathy? And he was like, yeah. And like his friend was like, yeah, in 5th grade, Najee, in 7th grade. And I said, sometimes you gotta think before you do things, because sometimes jokes are not just jokes. Pranks are not just pranks. That's why I don't like pranks, to be honest. I was like, pranks can sometimes hurt people. Practical jokes be hurting people. You do something, you say something, oh, this is a practical joke, and then the person gets hurt by it, and then you're just like looking at them like, how did that happen? It's because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing and stuff. Like, that's the way I feel about it too. Be like, why are you doing something that can cause harm to somebody? Like, I don't know. I mean, they're just kids, but still, I mean, you're what, 11 years old, and you're doing something like that could hurt somebody? I don't know. And it was the way he was so dismissive about it. I didn't like that either. I was just like, you know, that hurt her feelings. And he was just like, well, it's not even that big of a deal. And I was just like, oh. I don't know how I feel about that. It's just very weird to me. It's very weird. But I mean, I dealt with a lot of kids my age when I was younger who would do things like that. I would just look at them like, okay, what wasn't that big of a deal? I don't know why she's annoying, yeah. And I said, you got a friend? She was like, yeah. She was like, you know, I'm gonna forgive him because I don't want to be a mean person. And I said, well, that's big of you to do that. Good on you for forgiving him. And then he got mad. He like walked away. He was like, it's not even a big of a deal. I was like, okay. And I was like, you know, it's not that big of a deal to him, but it might be a big deal to you, right? And I also said that he might secretly like her because, not in the case of, oh, he's being mean to say he likes you. He might be being mean to like get your attention and want you to only be focused on him or whatever. In my head, I was saying that to myself, but that's not always the case, you know. Oh, he's mean to me, he likes me. No, that's not it. Like, he might not know how to express their feelings because he's got a lot of anger issues. But I've noticed, and a lot of times, he had a fight with his friend a couple of weeks ago, and he kind of expressed to him that he wanted him to leave him alone, and instead he punched him. And I said, why would you do that? And he said, well, he wasn't listening to me when I told him to leave. And I said, well, why didn't you say you wanted him to leave? He was like, I did. He would not leave So when I told him to leave my house, my apartment, or my mom's apartment, whatever he was saying, and I said, well, you can't just hit people like that. And he was like, well, he wouldn't leave me alone. And I said, next time, please use your words. He was like, yeah, because now we're fighting, and he's mad at me and stuff, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I would be mad too, so he just randomly punched me in the face. And he was like, well, he should have been, not listening or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, we get it, I guess. I was just like, okay. I don't know. I was gonna be a teacher, so I was gonna be so bad, but it's just kids nowadays are, I don't know, they need a lot of help with their emotions, and that's just life, I guess. But and then there's so many of these school freaking shootings and stuff that's happening in school. I used to think to myself, I want to make a difference. I really do. I want to make a difference. My teacher in 5th grade to freaking 8th grade were horrible. They were the worst. They wouldn't answer questions. They wouldn't do nothing. And there were times where they would just look at me. If I had to go to the bathroom, they would just look at me, look away, start the lesson, and I would just put my hand down. And it would just suffer. I was surprised I didn't pee on myself, when I was in school. No joke. I remember there was kids in my after school tutoring session, and they were asking me, oh, can I go to the bathroom? I said, you don't have to ask me. You can just go. Just say where you're going, and I'll be like, oh, you're going to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, you're going to the bathroom? Okay. I don't really mind that, you know? You wanna go to the bathroom, do you know? But just don't be in the bathroom for too long, and you're in the bathroom and I'm having to look for you. Then it's gonna be like, oh, hello, where are you? Things like that. But other than that, it's okay. But, I don't know. I can't save everybody, When that happened with him coming at 5:58, I was just like, bro, what's going on? What's the procedure, to be honest? What is the procedure? And I told them, a week ago, I was like, listen, you can't just do that. You can't be coming at 5:30 and wonder why your homework's not going to be done. When you come with 4 worksheets, one of them social studies, so we had to look it up, because I don't remember all that stuff. One of them is math, and then I have to be like, oh, okay. Each problem takes 10 minutes, to be honest. So even if they come at 5 o'clock. And then there's the good kids that come when they're supposed to come. I don't know. Because those kids actually need help. But, obviously everybody needs help in their place. But it's the disrespect for me. When he was like, I'll just go home and do it, whatever. I was just like, okay. Mind you, it's about to be I think after Christmas and everything is the second quarter, or the third quarter. Actually, yeah, I think it is the third quarter. Yeah. So, I don't know, they need to get it a little bit together. Because I know it sucks to need help, but I'm there. Take the help. I wish I had a tutor at the library. They didn't have that when I was a kid. I had a tutor that was in the school, but after school, I was on my own. Like, I was lucky enough to have a tutor in the school, but they're lucky they have access to this in the first place. Like, they shouldn't be able to have like all these problems that they have access to this, and they come like mostly every day to the library because, to be honest, that's the only place where they can really go to hang out, which sucks, but I mean that's just life. And the thing that bothers me is, you have that, you have a place to go, but you won't take advantage of it. Like, I don't get it. Like, take advantage of what you have. I was lucky enough to have a tutor come to my school, but as I got to be in high school, he couldn't come to my high school anymore. And then, I had to work out the school's scenario in school, which, to be honest, would have been bad if I was taken out. I was taken out in like 5th grade to go to be with her and stuff in a school setting, but it wouldn't have been good for me to be taken out in high school, because I had really good high school teachers. They were pretty good. The only one that really bothered me was my math teacher, like freshman year, who didn't know how to teach. She would teach from a book. So imagine you're trying to learn and you're being taught from a book and you're just trying to ask questions and they have no idea how to answer you. Like, okay. It's very weird. Anyways, I'm using this birthday cake palette because I can. Anyways, so like, I don't know. I'm gonna give the grain of salt and I'm gonna do it that way. Oh, I wanna use this purple. I use this blue. Maybe a little bit of this green. You can use this color, this brush, because I wanna see how it spreads out like this. That was just like a mini rant, to be honest, because I don't know. I try, I really do, because like, it's not my job to be a parent. It's not my job to teach them to do what they're supposed to do, but I just wish they take advantage of what they have. I want them to succeed, make it past 7th grade, at least. I really miss the kids I had at my first job, though. Those kids needed me, and it bothers me that what happened. I don't understand why they didn't like me. Like, the people that worked there, like, the first year they gave us such praise. They threw us a party. They said that we did so much for those kids. And then the second year, they were like, you guys aren't doing what you're supposed to do. Like, I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, I don't understand it. They had this big meeting and they were like, yeah, you guys aren't supposed to like lead when the kids have special activities. Like, for example, if they had gym or something, we weren't supposed to leave. We were supposed to stay in the classroom. Stay in the class, and then they were like, yeah, you were supposed to stay in the class and like work on lesson plans and stuff. Yeah. So when that happened, I was like, what happened, And then like one of my manager was like, oh, how did you think about the meeting? And I was like, it was okay. I think it was unfair because I do a lot of things. And they're like, oh, we weren't supposed to be on our phones, but literally that's how we talk to each other. And he was like, oh yeah, I get where you're coming from. And then he was like, there's been like some rumors that have been going around that you have like a small team. And I was like looking at him like, what are you talking about? And I was trying to be respectful, and I was like, what? I don't don't know what you're talking about. So I think that shit was a bunch of bullshit. No joke. I think that shit was a bunch of bullshit. And I would take that shit to my fucking grave. That was a bunch of bullshit. I didn't get freaking assholes. No joke. And I told him, I was like, no one's ever said anything like that to me. No one. And he was like, oh, well, the teacher from last year, Miss Lair, said that. And I said, she never said anything to me. He looked at me. I said, I want something in writing that happened. No joke. I was like, I want something in writing that happened. He just looked at me and said, oh, I sue you now, which is a lie. I think that was freaking reasonable. No joke. Because no one said anything to me. All the kids loved me. No joke. So they moved me to the library because the bitches they have no lives, and they moved me to the library for the first week. I waited. I let it go by the first week, and I said to him, I texted him because I was going to be writing, and I texted him on the Teams app or whatever, and I said, so what are we doing? What are we doing this week? Oh yeah, you're just going to be in the library until Monday, so like Monday of the third week, no, the second week. I said, we're supposed to have a meeting, what happened? Oh, well, we can't have the meeting because we're so busy with the students or whatever. Mind you, I was still doing after school. So we would do from 7:45 to like 1:45, like 2:15, and then 2:45 to like 3 o'clock was their snack and stuff, and then it was like 3 to like 5:30 or whatever. It was after school and stuff. And I said shit up. I was like, you want me doing after school, but you don't want me being in the classroom with my kids. It's very weird. So then the third week, well, the end of the third week, it was a Wednesday. They said, oh, well, we're going to have to terminate your position for bullshit. And it was for rumors, by the way. And I said, okay. Thank God I had a job lined up with another company. No joke, I would have been sued. And I said it was in March too. So, so I said, and this program was supposed to go to June, and so then so then they said they had this meeting, right, with our manager and like the assistant manager, whatever, right? And I said, okay, right? And they were like, oh, do you want to finish out the rest of the month? Mind you, I think it was like the 20th or something like that. I said, nope. I said, nope. Never. I said, no, never. And I said, no, that's okay. That's okay. I should have said, now you guys are gonna be struggling because a lot of people left. Like, we had like 14 people on the team. It went down to like, I can't think of the number. It went down to like 7 of us. And after I left, there was like 6 of us. And I said, nope. They didn't like that either. They were like, really? I said, yeah. the heck is the one I need? I need the brush that I need. I can't think of the brush. But I'd rather use this brush. And I sent an email to everybody. I put a CC and I put everybody. I put everybody. I put my manager. I put all the people. I found out who was her manager, and I found out who was his manager. And I put in there, and I said, I worked my butt off this job. I love this job. I love those kids. They took me out of the classroom, put rumors. Yeah, this is my last day. And they still have me doing after school. You know, they use me for after school, but they don't let me be in the classroom with the kids. Yeah, sure. Sure. You know, I let them freaking have it. I was not playing because I was like, what is going on with that? Like, what do you mean? Are you dumb? I seriously think they were dumb. Like, I was never late. I was always freaking there. There's the question. I was always there. I was always freaking on time. Like, I don't get it. Like, all that. And I remember we had this meeting, and they were like, oh, well, maybe it's because I had braids. And they were like, oh, maybe it's the braids. I was like, what? I just got these done, right? And they were like, oh, I literally just did it. I did it myself, right? They were like, oh, what you could do is, because the bitches, they were like, oh, why don't you, what do you use in your hair? Maybe it's something you use in your hair. See, that's what I think it was freaking racism. And I said, what are you talking about? Well, what do you use in it? And I said, the oil in my hair, right? Oh, well, maybe it's the braids. And I said, okay, well, what are we gonna do? Oh, well, you need to take out the braids by Monday. Mind you, I had just done them, right? Maybe like 2-3 weeks before. So I'm pissed. So I take out the braids. I wash my hair. I don't put nothing in it. The only thing, I wash my hair with this shampoo that didn't even smell like anything. Because I'm like, well, maybe it's the shampoo smell or something. That smells like good or whatever. They don't like it or something. Because they weird. And I come back Monday and nothing. And then I said, I want a meeting. I want a meeting with whoever I have to have a meeting with because it's starting to get weird. So then they have a meeting. And I was like, I want a meeting. Actually, the meeting process. And I said, I want a meeting because something's going on. And then, mind you, the person I had the meeting with was black. My other person was black. The manager, both the assistant manager was black. And the other person was white. So you have 2 black people telling me something wrong with my hair. Anyway, so then they said, well, why don't you just stop using the oil? And I'm like, I've been working here 6 months. 6 months. No one said anything to me. And I don't get it. And actually, I messed up timeline. Maybe like a month before I was taken out of the classroom, said to me to my face, "That's why you stink." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, lie to yourself." I said, lying about people isn't cool. And she spread that rumor. And when I tried to talk to my manager about it, that she said things like that, they didn't do anything about it because they're bitches. And I think that's the reason. She might have told her mom, they thought it was her too, and that's why I got fired. But that's some bullshit. So after that happened, I got another job, and that job was really easy because I was tutoring, but the kids, they wouldn't ask me questions. Like I would say, "Oh, do you guys need help with the math?" I think it's a good thing to ask me because I thought it would be easier math. It was not. It was that hard math. And I said, "Oh, I can help you." And then they didn't tell me you needed to know Spanish. It was like a Spanish classroom. They spoke English and Spanish, but they really didn't say that I would need to know Spanish. They should have told me that. I walked in, the teacher was like, "Do you know Spanish?" And I said, "No." And he was like, "Okay." And then he had to speak Spanish and English to the whole class. He was pretty cool. Well, at least I have a job right now that's they're really sweet to me. All the parents are nice. The kids are sometimes annoying, but I mean, that's just life, That's just life where you're, having to deal with people around in life. It's just people. It's just life, I be looking at the kids like, and don't get me started on the cursing. They be cursing. I'm like looking at them like, is there a reason why you're cursing? Like, are you okay? Is something going on at home? Do you get the curse every 5 seconds? And don't even get me started. I had to tell them no phones because they were using their phones to find the answer. And I was just like, you can't use that. They were like, "Yeah, but what about calculators?" And I was like, "Yeah, calculators are one thing, but using your phone is another thing. At least try to figure it out." When I was a kid, we obviously could use calculators, but it had to be a certain way, and you had to know how to figure it out, how to get to the answer in the first place. If you, like, for example, we were doing percents, and I said, "Okay, this is what you need to do," and as I'm writing it to show him, he's like looking up the answer on his phone, and I said, "Well, how did you know to multiply that number?" And I said, "Well, you wrote it." I said, "Okay," and I said, "What about I can't do so talking." I said, "What about?" Okay, let's do the next one. Do the one by yourself. And he was like, "I don't know." And I said, "So let's do it together, please." And then he was like, "No, alright." Always has to go for your home. Like, if you know you're not supposed to be there, why would you be there? His grandma's calling him. Where are you? You know you're not supposed to be there, but you're there anyway. mandatory tutoring, but like things like that. Like, and then like one of the days, I had a kid that came in with his mom, and she had to go pick up her other kids, and I was like, okay, whatever, right? And then I'm doing the homework with him. I'm thinking he's done. They go home. I got a call from her. Oh, his homework's not done all the way. I said, what else did he have to do? Oh, he had to do this and that and that. And I was like, oh, I was there. He told me he was doing his homework. Oh, okay. I think she wanted me to like help him do the homework. And then also, like, one of the days she called me and said, I was like, oh. And she was like, oh, the homework, there was like 6 kids outside to leave. And she was like, oh, the homework's not all the way done. And I said, what do you mean? She said, oh, there's something missing from the homework. I said, what did he have to do? Oh, he had to do work page 32. I said, oh, I didn't know that. Because guess what? None told me. And, anyway, so then, like, I said, what is it? She showed it to me. It was very hard to do it over the phone, so I said, why don't you bring it tomorrow? She was like, okay, I'll bring it tomorrow. No, she didn't bring that tomorrow. She just made him. She just had him do it, which makes sense. Because he knew what homework he had. He just decided to, because, you get home, you don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do shit. I don't want to do shit either. I was just like, But I had to tell her, I was like, I can't be answering the phone with this after 6 o'clock. After 6 o'clock, it's done. And if people get mad at me for that, be mad. We get like a 10-minute freaking break anyway, and I don't even take it because I'm like, what's the point of a 10-minute break? I remember last year when I first started at the library, because I was at another one. They were like, yeah, you guys don't get a break. And I'm like, we don't get a break? And she was like, no, we don't get it. You guys don't get a break. And I was like, that can't be right. Because I remember one of the girls, she like left and went somewhere. And I thought she went to the bathroom. She was hanging out with her friends. And I was like, what are we doing? And like, I was so busy with the kids, I didn't even notice. And my supervisor came over, and the manager of the library came over, and she was like, she was over there socializing with a boy, and I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, she was over there just hanging out, and I was like, oh. I was like, I didn't even notice because I was so busy, and she was like, oh. Because to be honest, that's not my problem. She was like an on-duty like tutor, but she wasn't like on the same level as me. She was like one of those ones where she came like twice a week. And so I said, and she was like, oh, they like came over and like found me and like brought me back and told me I didn't have a break. Mind you, we found out after that we didn't have a break, but she was gone more than 10 minutes. More than 10 minutes, like she was gone, like more than 10 minutes. Like I was like, you gotta be very careful, man. Like she would bring her friends to the library and sit there and stuff. And I was just like, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think this is a good idea. And I said, you know what? She was like, I'm gonna change it out here. I'm just gonna go to another library. And I was like, okay. And she was like, because they were so rude to me. And I was just like, okay. I mean, but also she was like bringing her friends to the library when she wasn't supposed to, and they'd be sitting at the same table. Like, there's no snub be looking at them like, oh. I didn't even know she was a tutor for like a week because she introduced herself to me, and I'm a lead tutor. And I was just like, okay, right, that's some bullshit. Anyway, making sure it's not tingle. Oh, I didn't do my mascara. It's gonna be my mascara for today. I don't like this mascara. It's too much. It's the one I used, the clear one. I'm just gonna use this. This is an eyelash curler. Oh, it's been a good time. It only took me 49 minutes. We're going to be editing this to the gods. Anyway, okay. Anyway, have a good day. If you guys love this video, let me do more looks. This is the palette I use. The palette's $2.99. It also has blushes in it, as you can see from the back. There's $2.99 plus tax, so that'd be like $3.30 or whatever. Then if I need to be a supply store, I need to buy more of those because they're so beautiful. Okay, well, have a good day. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe. When I get tickets.